Welcome to Dicing with Death, everybody. It has come time for the siege.
Yeah, give me just a second to double check my spell math to figure out what I got memorized today. So this is Saturday morning?
This is Saturday morning.
The what of June?
The 11th of June.
All right. So I wake up bright and early, adrenaline pumping. We're not sure where the army is. I'm still at the keep. But the first thing I'm going to, while I'm still fresh, scry with the clairvoyance and then rememorize my spells, right? So I can get a free spell slot doing that?
Yes.
With up to, as long as it's within the first hour?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, so I will clairvoyant, and I'll be nice. I won't take experience for this clairvoyance because it was a bit of a rule-bending endeavor there. So I guess I don't really know where they're going to be coming from, do I? So I'll have to take a pot shot on the road. This time around the bend there. Sorry. Like there. It's my best guess, and then do like a bird's eye view, like a mile in the air or something like that. Whatever I've been doing to optimize, like get a couple mile viewing radius. Do I see a camp or an army moving along the road?
So draw the...
Yeah, so I think it'll be something along the lines, whoops, I wanted an arrow. But around there, and we're talking probably a few mile viewing radius would be my guess. I haven't actually done the calculation, but that's my intuition. Is that because you can usually see about 3 miles to the horizon. I'm thinking from a mile up in the air. I mean, I could even do like even higher. Chat can't see the map, I don't think.
I fixed it for them so they can.
Okay. So I'm thinking I probably get a snapshot of a couple miles there. I don't know how.
You do not see them.
All right. So then I'm going to assume that today is battle and memorize what I want to memorize for the fight. Let's just go through that real quick. I've got enlarge, reduce, color spray, and 2 burning hands. Deep pockets, which I cast. Displace self, knock. Let's see, and then were you going to use another second level spell slot for a second color spray? Because second level spells aren't very aggressive, at least mine aren't. 2 lightning bolts, phantom steed, wraith form, 2 dimension doors, and a thunder staff.
How long does it take you to memorize all this?
Actually, I think I'm only going to do 1 lightning bolt. Is that a risk? That might be a risk. This takes a couple of hours. I had some of them already memorized, but I don't remember which ones. So it's a couple of hours. So it'll probably be like...
Because each third level spell is a half hour.
Yeah. Yes. So we're talking... And the 4th level spells are 40 minutes. So maybe more like 4 hours if I had to do it off scratch.
Because you got that first clairvoyance, and then you memorize another, so that's an hour right there just for clairvoyances.
I don't memorize another clairvoyance.
Okay. Oh, well, but you replace it with something else.
Yeah.
So, like 4 hours of spell memorizing?
Are you really gonna? Is that a problem?
No, I just want to know.
I suspect that it's less, but I don't know which spells were already in my memory and which ones I had to. I mean, I guess we could do a quick because there was an extra clairvoyance, 2 4th level spells in the stone skins. So I think that saves me over an hour, that's an hour that I have to spend. But the dimension doors, I'll say 4 hours.
4 hours?
I'm lazy to do the math.
Okay.
I'll go with that estimate. So I think it will be around 10 a.m., 11 a.m., including that first hour by the time I'm ready to head out the door. I may conjure a phantom steed and get moving. I don't know what time the army's... So have we gotten a messenger by that time? Like, do I come downstairs to, oh shit, the barn's on fire? Or do I come downstairs and we're all just... We don't know where the army is. Like, I don't think they'll be here until tonight. But I could be wrong. These could be soldiers jogging the whole way. with tents on their backs. I guess they left the tents. I'm nervous, Neil. Tell me what happened. Is there a problem?
You come downstairs, everyone's already armed and armored. You've been upstairs memorizing spells all morning long.
Yeah, they're all probably super nervous. Like the wizard, like he's been out early directing them every morning, and then I usually got my spells done.
The keep is a little quiet. Baron Song is down. He's got armor on. You haven't seen him wear armor before, but he's got a breastplate with chain, arms, and legs. He carries a long sword at his side, and he has a great helm on. Haynes is standing next to him in full armor, helmet on. Crystal, full armor as well. She only has chain, but she's even got her chainmail coif on. The men are standing around looking nervous. It takes one to fire a ballista and reload it?
Yeah. Well, if one probably trained, I probably picked one of the soldiers and showed him enough to operate the ballista.
Well, you had originally trained some soldiers a long time ago and how to use the ballista.
That's true. Yeah, there was a small crew. Right. Are those guys still alive?
They're still alive.
Okay.
So one of them is up there with a bunch of ballista bolts. The non-essential personnel, including servants, have been dismissed. So the keep is literally 10 soldiers, Haynes, Crystal, Song, and you right now.
I've got a fuck ton of potions, but I don't know. I do walk up to Haynes and I pull wind shear out of my pocket, which I had purchased a sheath for at some point.
Right.
We had negotiated price, so I assume it showed up.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, like I had paid for it, so I assume it showed up by now.
The hell?
I'll pull wind shear out and ask him if he knows how to use this. He knows scimitar.
Yeah, but I got this. And he pats this giant two-handed sword on his hip. I'd like to use that instead.
I ask him if he's specialized without in character somehow.
How do you do that?
I don't care. It doesn't matter. I hand him the scimitar. I think I want to hand him the scimitar anyways. As a sidearm. This is a legendary scimitar by the name of Windshear, and you should probably whatever. They can sprint. Yeah, yeah.
Windshear. The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It went missing in the Thornwood Forest a couple of weeks ago. It belonged to a brave sheriff who died.
All right, I'll take it. You see him taking off a short sword and just like tossing it behind him, then strapping on Windshear as the sidearm.
It largely lasts about 20 minutes, so I start doing my ritual for my phantom steed, I guess. I'll probably want to mount. How long does that guy last? And then I think I'm going to head into town and set up at the keep. 1 hour, 8 hours. God, do we have no idea where the army is? Like, have there been any reports? I'll walk over to Thord Song. I don't actually do the ritual for Phantom Steed yet. I want to, yeah.
He shakes his head.
It's only 8 hours.
No idea. They'll be here eventually. Is this your first siege?
Is this my first siege? I don't know.
There's a lot of waiting.
I know what I'm doing. I say
get down into town.
Feigning self-confidence. Yes.
You still have a way to get back here if they surround us?
Yeah, I nod. This is what Phantom Steed's for. Get me to and from Misty Rapids. So I will conjure the magic steed instead of that dinky riding horse and take off at a svelte movement rate 32.
Oof.
Movement rate 32. So
you get to town in 20 minutes.
Oh yeah. And I assume they dramatically close the portcullis behind me, or the gates. that are super reinforced at this point. I assume that's what we probably spent the entirety of yesterday doing, like, because we weren't going to finish the catapult. So the walls are pretty repaired. So.
Yeah. So, but you leave, and then you can hear the heavy beam being lifted.
We probably set up a new fresh beam. That's like I tested all the trees to figure out which one was the strongest, and so we've got that beam ain't breaking.
And they got some extra bracing going on.
So, do I see smoke rising from town when I show up?
No, you don't. But there are a lot of people in town kind of panicked, wondering what's going on. They saw these refugees coming through town yesterday.
Can we get a Misty Rapids town map?
Yes. And...
Misty Rapids refugee crisis? Oh, come on. All the inns were packed, right? And the bars probably good for business.
Something like that.
So I come down this road, and there's just like, boom, it's off the map. There we go. Come down this road, actually directly towards the temple.
Yep.
Is that where most of the throngs are gathered?
No, the refugees came through yesterday. They are kind of scattered throughout town. You see families having set up small camps kind of all around. Wherever there's open space, they're just sitting there with their stuff.
Can I estimate how many displaced peasants we're talking here? Is it like hundreds, thousands?
A few thousand, probably.
Interesting. I head straight for the temple.
Okay.
Is there
there is a devout believer in Nadinus standing in the way of the temple, her arms crossed, blocking your way.
Yeah, I think I have my bronze staff clenched in my fist. Everything else is tucked away in my deep pockets. So I'm, simple black robed, simple black horse. I ride straight up to like the steps of the temple, and then dismount.
So she stands.
So this is Mother Olman. I thought you said it was
No, it's a
younger
cleric. You're at the Temple of Purification, right? Down over here?
Yes, that's where the tower is.
Yeah. So there is a young, ardent believer blocking the gate, arms crossed.
Okay. I walk towards as if to enter the temple. I don't think I'll so he doesn't move to let me through. He's like blocking the way. Stand aside, brother.
Sister.
Oh, sister. Okay. I thought, okay. So it is a woman, but it is not Mother Olman.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. I do have that's my new etiquette proficiency. Thanks for saving me on that one. Didn't make the social faux pas. Stand aside, sister. I have my body is already pure, and I like.
You are not welcome here.
Who is more welcome here than I?
Literally everyone.
Jeez. Well then, I will argue morality with you another day, sister. But you have no doubt heard of our troubles.
I
need to take vantage from the watchtower. What's that?
I have seen the refugees crisis you have created.
Are you really going to blame the refugee crisis on me, Neil? All right. I have need of please let us save this discussion for another day. Misty Rapids is your home too, is it not?
And you are not entering this temple. You do not deserve to set foot on these grounds.
You're really gonna make me fight the town before I fight the real enemy? I look out to the west. Do I see any signs of an oncoming army?
Clear.
So I guess there is actually time to have a moral discussion here on the steps of the temple. How would one get into the watchtower?
There's just like a ladder that goes right up into it.
Okay, so I take a long moment, pause, looking to the right. I have this bronze staff on. I think it's in my left hand. I want it to be as non-threatening as possible, but still present, and also like an obvious symbol of, obvious symbol of authority in the region, with the snake being Lord Song's sigil. I turn back to this person. I say, "This is hallowed ground. All are welcome." And I push past her. She can punch me if she wants, but I move to walk into the temple.
You're gonna have to oppose strength check if you want to push past her.
Okay, so she pushes to bar my path.
Yes.
I haven't done all of my displacing yet, so she can lay her hands upon me. I guess I fail. Does she succeed?
Ty goes to the defender.
She's not defending. She's like, so the doorway is 5 feet wide, and she's taking up the whole doorway.
It's not exactly 5 feet wide, but you would have to be pushing past her. You're the one initiating the push. She's holding her ground.
No, she's stepping in front of me. It's a doorway.
She's holding her ground. Ty goes to the defender.
All right, I'll wait another round. I'm not burning spells on a priest here, but I will try to attempt to push past.
Okay. There are other people that have seen this, and as you try and shove past her, and she...
It's not... I'm not... Yeah. I think I'm having so much trouble because I'm trying to stay peaceful. So my arms are at my side, and I'm like trying to move forward with just like the presence of my body, but I don't know. I didn't take enough dance classes, so I don't know how to lead with just the chest.
The other followers start to show up and block the entrance.
Really, guys? I've got that look on my face, like, really, guys? Where does Mother Ullman come through?
No. What are you gonna do about it?
I pleadingly say, stand aside. Your actions are tantamount to treason in these times of war.
Times of war? What need have you to defile our grounds?
Am I talking to someone who had Mother Ullman or one of the actual? Okay,
this is one of the acolytes.
Yeah. These grounds will not be defiled if I have anything to say about it. But an army is marching from Cauldron as we speak. As I said, I need vantage from your watchtower, from our watchtower. Now get out of my way before
she kind of sets her jaw and
before things get any more grave.
Kind of repositions herself to stand her ground. And you see Mother Ullman stepping out of the temple, walking this direction.
Hello, Mother.
The crowd kind of parts way for her. It's only 15 or 20 people, but you get the distinct feeling that this is her remaining 15 or 20 hard loyalists. She stands maybe 15 feet away from you, and looks out at you.
There are nearly 100 impure warriors from Cauldron marching this way as we speak that require purification. The greatest view in town is from your watchtower. Perhaps you have seen them coming?
Not yet, but we have heard of their arrival.
Baron Song sent me here to town to protect the flock. I have been purified, so it is my right to step into this temple, is it not?
She looks to the other acolytes. There's a small crowd of refugees gathering outside the temple walls. This is becoming quite a scene in the town.
Yeah, my horse is There's probably they're forming an awkward semicircle around the horse and
Giving it
just a
some
little
good
ways
room.
back.
Yeah.
And then me and this crowd of steps.
She overlooks the crowd, sees you, and steps real close, like inches away, so she can whisper and only the two of you can hear. And as she gets close, she says, "You have the blackest heart I have ever seen."
Interesting plot point. I have not cast Conceal Alignment this day and only this day. So there is a chaotic evil amulet hanging around my neck. Resting atop my heart.
I will let you in, but only because I fear for my flock. Do not think you and I are friends. What we have between us is not over yet. And she steps back and motions for her people to clear her the way.
Okay. As I step past her, I'll whisper into his ear as well. It takes those with hearts as black as mine to bear the burden that most civilized men cannot. We are in this together, Mother, whether you admit it or not. And I head through the door up the staircase to the watchtower.
Yes, you do.
Oh, good idea, chat. Tell her Malchus bless you. All right. Up the stairs.
Okay. You climb the staircase. You're in the watchtower now. You've got a pretty good view of the surrounding lands.
And I think I just park it up here. I lean against the windowsill and look out to the west for a good long while. I'll let my heart rate go back down. Does anyone follow me up into the watchtower, or am I left alone?
You're left alone.
What's the wall made of? Is it a stone tower?
Palisade wall.
Palisade wall with a stone tower?
No, wood tower.
So you have to walk through. Okay, so I was at a gate where they stopped me. An entrance to the palisade wall to the yard.
Yes.
I did not realize that.
Yes.
Okay.
So you wait.
I can't command my horse from afar, can I? It just sits there until I touch it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you could have brought it in the gate with you if you wanted.
I think that I didn't realize that would be I thought it would have been disrespectful to bring the horse onto. Your
presence here is disrespectful.
Yeah, I would want to park it out of view so that they when the army shows up, they aren't like, "Oh, Garrick's there." Well, but I may deal with that later. I think it's still outside of the wall for an easy getaway. I think it would have broken immersion to pause to lead the horse around the corner. So I think it's still just in front of the doorway. So the view to the west. What do I see?
Nothing for many hours, and then
hours. Okay, so at some point during that time, I would have gone downstairs, moved the horse, probably maybe even if I could find a bush to conceal it in around the backside of the yard for a quick getaway back to the keep if I need to.
There's not quite a bush, but there are some structures in here that you can put it behind. But no one can see inside the palisade wall anyway. So you're good.
It's outside of the wall.
Okay.
Well, right, because it can't. If it's inside, I can't get out with it. I can't leap over the wall.
Okay.
I'm just thinking if I'm encircled, I want the horse on the outside of. Yeah, I think it's outside of the wall, hidden in a bush or something. All right.
For many hours, you see nothing,
and
then you see a lone horseback rider flying a white banner, riding your direction.
They won't draw first blood, will they?
It gets within 300 yards.
You know what? I'm gonna ride out to meet him actually. So I'll run out. I think I'll run down. Oh, do I? Yeah. I think I'd rather have it be me than I don't know who else would treat with him. Is the sheriff here? Maybe he could, but no. I think when I see him riding in, I'll run out to. So I guess all that deal with hiding the horse was.
You get the horse. You ride out to meet him.
Yeah. So I ride out there all epic black cloak wafting in the breeze, phantom steed in my loins.
The rider had paused at 300 yards.
Mace.
but comes closer to meet you, closer like 150 yards out, and wheels his horse around. It's a very young man, probably about your age, 17 years old.
Yeah. What line of sight do I have? Like, is there a hill here, or do I have like view way out into the plains?
No, the whole there's a gentle hill that goes away from the river, so you don't have that great of a view, and this path goes alongside where the hill comes down.
So I will park like just in front of like the temple area. Okay. So yeah, town's at my back.
All right. Well, then the rider
comes around the temple, like into. I'm surveying the scene, trying to figure out where like an ambush would come from.
You've got a good enough view that if you're near the temple, there's no ambush nearby unless they're invisible or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably hide Twitch chat from myself for the fight. Okay. Sorry guys, I love you, but you know how it goes.
Too distracting.
Yeah. Yeah. So I ride out to meet. I go out to shouting distance, I guess. And hear what he has to say.
Horseman closes the shouting distance. He is a young man. He is unarmored and unarmed. It looks like he's waving a white banner over him on a pole as he approaches.
Yeah. Did I get? And no one talked to me, did they? During the last couple of hours, so I have no inkling of the refugees. Okay. Yeah. All right.
He arrives and wheels his horse about and says to you, You must be Ark Carl, the Dark.
That title's a new one. I have worn many names in many lands, but I speak on Lord Song's behalf. What message? What do you have to say for yourself? You are, by our reports, your armies are trespassing on our lands. Yeah.
I am here to tell the people they have nothing to fear. They should immediately surrender and pledge allegiance to Baron Steamwall, and their lives will be saved. And you can end all this violence by giving up yourself and coming with me to Baron Steamwall.
Is this loud enough for everyone in town to hear?
He's trying to say it projected, but there's not that many people close by. Surely some have heard it, but not many.
Your words are treason, and your army's very presence here is an act of war. These people will not swear allegiance to you. But if your Baron wishes to treat with me, he should have sent in a more polite request. But if you will meet on, well, yeah. I wait for his response.
He shouts out loudly once more to the town, Surrender! Declare for Baron Steamwall and you will be spared!
There will be no more words from you. If you have an offer to make, I am willing to meet it, or to entertain it. But if not, I'm going to politely have to ask you to leave.
Good luck meeting up with the rest of your men, he says with a bit of a smile, turns around and gallops off down the road, and then kind of starts veering up the hill. I follow-ish. Like, I don't want to like ride him down, but I'm gonna. Oh God, another clairvoyance would have done me well. From the watchtower, could I have like seen? Like, I saw the whole surrounding area, right? I could. Yeah, you have a pretty good view of the surrounding area.
Could I see to the? So there was no like army waiting around up the hill.
No, but you don't got that good of a view. You know, the watchtower is mostly designed to be looking out over the river and down the road.
I'm gonna ride straight back to the keep. It's only like 20 minutes. Let me know if I see anything on the way there.
Yeah, you do. About halfway there, once you kind of like crest the top of this is like a slight hill that rises over towards where the keep is. Once you get to the top of that hill, you can see that the keep is surrounded. Well, not fully surrounded, but there is a army, roughly in the range of 100 people, that are beginning to set up around the keep. Mostly on the west side. And they're starting to move into the south side.
Okay, but they're just positioning. They're not.
Correct.
It doesn't look like steel has met steel or
Correct.
have shots been fired. Do I see like ballista bolts sticking out of the ground at any?
Make me a
position?
perception check.
I think my perception is 12. Nope.
No sign of ballista bolts.
Is it a full? There's no way 100 men can siege a keep. They're setting up on the west side. You said, right?
Yeah, they're setting up on the west and moving into the southern side as well.
Yeah. So I think on some hill, probably like a mile out or something. Would you say?
Yeah.
So I'm off. Okay.
Probably a mile and a half, actually.
But it's close enough to. Do they have? They don't have siege. There's no way they have siege weaponry of their own.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a few mounted men. I would guess.
Yeah, you're seeing maybe. It's hard to get an exact count, but ballpark at around a dozen mounted men.
Are they grouped together for a charge, or are they like interspersed amongst their own?
They're quite spread out.
Soldiers. Okay.
In fact, all the men are spreading out quite a bit.
Okay. So my rough estimate, this looks like it's the whole army. This looks like it's about 100 dudes.
Yeah.
A little less than 100.
Yeah.
There may be a few that snuck off somewhere, but most likely this is everyone.
Yes.
Do I see a wizard?
No, you don't clearly see a wizard anywhere, but you are like a mile and a half out, so...
Yeah, I'm going to start riding closer, and yeah. To teleport, I need to get within like 240 yards to teleport into the yeah, we'll see. So I'll start riding towards the keep and get a better look. Riding in from the east, from the far side of the keep, probably.
Okay.
That's what. Yeah.
All right. So you start riding, and you see a mounted man in chainmail. Let's call him a knight, leading a group of 8 men to block the road.
So they have spotted me.
Whether they spotted you or not, they're moving to block the road.
Mm-hmm. I think I should have been in the keep. I got the perfect plan for these fools. All right, I ride up to meet them.
Okay. As you start riding, you see the mounted man pull a horn from his side and start blowing it. He lets off 2 large bouts.
Do I have line of sight to the armies on the western?
Yeah.
West.
They're still far.
Did they appear to move at that response? Like, was that like a charge command or a fire command, or is that just like a signal I spotted?
It's some sort of signal. No one seems to be reacting quite yet to it, but armies take a long time to move. When you don't have radios, it takes all day to like position troops and move them around, and you hear a horn blast and everyone's got to get their shit together. Armies move very slowly in ancient warfare.
So I'm gonna ride up to meet this knight and like get within speaking range of him. So I'll like ride up to basically right in front of him.
All right. Well, as you start riding up, you see the troops with him. They're all ground men. They look like they have leather or padded armor on and spears. Mm-hmm. And they kind of set their spears towards you in a...
Can you describe their formation? Are they doing like a spear hedge with like a point with a knight at the front?
No, they're doing a flat wall. They have shields, and they kind of set their spear against their shield, and the butt of the spear against the ground, form a spear row. 10
people wide? And
8 people wide.
8 people wide, and then the knight on a horse?
Yep.
Is he in front of them or behind them?
Behind them.
Okay. I will stop like 40 feet from them.
Okay.
40 feet from the knight, so okay. Like 35 feet from the spear wall. 30 feet from the spear wall. Ho there. As I may have beaten your messenger back, but I will summarize. Your presence on these lands is an act of war, and the words of your messenger are treasonous. Surrender now, or else.
I will end this war with a single blow, he says. And he gives a shout.
I cast Thunderstaff. Roll for initiative, or I maybe.
For initiative.
God. Casting time 4. I probably should have skipped the dialogue and gone straight for the cast.
All right. He gives a shout. The horn's already dropped. He grabs the spear that acts as his lance and kicks his horse in the flanks.
The men have to move and he charges.
Right. The men are going to have to move a little bit. The two of you actually tied your initiatives.
Perfect.
I'm
invincible, and my spell goes off, so we're good.
Yeah.
So everyone has to make a saving throw versus spell in the area.
Your color spraying, right?
Thunderstaff.
Oh.
Level 4 color spray. This is what Gandalf used against the Balrog in Lord of the Rings.
Okay. Well, hold on. Let me make the attack with the knight on horseback, charging with his lance.
But it doesn't interrupt regardless, right?
Correct. What is your armor class?
12. Right? Oh, that's assuming I've got a +2 ring of protection. I don't know what the exact plus is, but Lady Redshield's ring, which I think is on my left hand middle finger.
Yeah. So he hits you just barely.
Okay. So
but
I'll
your
think
stone
off
skin.
a charge of stone skin. Yeah. And he probably looks on with astonishment so my Thunderstaff, I have to wrap the staff on the ground. So does my horse have to do like a squat so that I can?
The horse doesn't squat.
You
can grab it by the head.
I think from mounted, I probably have to drop my oaken staff to make contact with the ground.
I bet you could hold it by the head and just kind of lean over and shove it down.
All right, pull that out, and I probably spill a little bit of the water from the vial. I'll give you that as I take a dink from the lance. And everyone in the cone has to make a save or spell, which I think is everyone. 4 feet wide at the apex, 20 feet wide at the base, 40 feet long.
Yep, definitely.
So yeah.
4.
Oh shit! This does damage. I guess he hit me first, so we're good. I was thinking that maybe I should have thought color spray. I was thinking I would be able to knock them out without drawing blood, but I may have just trashed this.
2 of the soldiers pass, and the knight fails.
The knight fails.
Yeah.
So all of those guys are stunned for only 2 rounds. They are hurled back 10 feet, and they each take 5 damage.
What happened to the people who pass?
Wait, 40, suffering 1 point of damage per 2 feet thrown. Okay. Pass, I think there's no effect.
0 effect at all?
Yeah. Considered a strength 9, can open doors and things. Yeah, that's the one downside is it doesn't do anything on a fail.
Sap is half damage, yeah.
Then
half
what is
everything.
that? Additionally, those who fail to save are hurled, but so is it I thought it was halved if you pass, and I'll double check.
It's half damage, I think, if you pass.
This is in like skill, Tome of Magic, page 32. I don't know that it matters.
Stunned creatures unable to think.
But
those who fail are hurled. Stuff will put a damage.
Oh, those who fail are okay. So the ones who fail are stunned.
Right.
The ones who fail are thrown 10 feet and suffer 5 damage. Okay. So the 2 that failed take 5 damage and are thrown.
And the guy's horse fails too.
Do the guys who are stunned take damage as well?
If they don't get... Yeah, if you fail, you get stunned, right?
Yeah. Oh, sorry, they're stunned for D3 and they're deafened for D3 plus 1. So stunned for 1 round, deafened for 2.
Okay.
So I think there's just a resounding crack as I time my Thunderstaff spell with the lance hitting me in the chest. And the lance just splinters off the stone skin even though it hits. And the Thunderstaff goes off simultaneously.
Yes.
So probably all throughout the battlefield, they just hear the shot that rang around the world. The dual first blood. I guess we both were kind of
all right
responsible for starting this war.
So...
And everyone, like, that's the entire company. There's two standing. No, there's two conscious, but they've been hurled back 10 feet.
Right, so not all of them die, though. So 4 of the 8 men, 5 of them do not move after they get blown back.
The Lancer didn't... this wasn't the guy with the magic spear or anything, right?
No.
Yeah. Quick glance. I'm not going to loot his corpse. No,
he's not dead either.
Yeah, even if they're not dead, I'm going to leave them for dead. I'll rear up my Phantom Steed and then just break into a gallop back towards the keep.
Okay.
Leaving these men broken and scattered. I want to get back to Haynes and get him buffed if we're going to have a full-on battle. But a couple more spells like that, and I can't imagine their morale sticking. I'm sure, I'm not looking at you, chat, but I'm sure they're like, but all those tasty souls. Souls for the eating. Let me double check my amulet. Ooh. I am not fully charged on my amulet. I didn't realize, I thought I was. I've got an invisibility and a magic missile, but I think last time I used a true seeing and I cast identify with the soul in it. So I am soulless. So in the back of Georg's head somewhere, he channels his inner chat and envisions all the souls waiting. So juicy.
So you ride past them and you can make it towards the keep. Now the keep is sealed.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to use some sort of magic to get in because they're not going to be able to open the gate for you.
I do have a knock, actually. Yeah, that may be actually the easiest. I was thinking I would just have Haynes come to the wall and I could enlarge him from down here. This is why fly would have been nice. We could have just flown Haynes in. Oh well. I'll ride up to the gate and at least talk with them. I'm not interceded by any more.
No, there's no one in between you and them.
You're rolling a lot of things in secret. Just let me know if I notice anything. Are there movements from the army? Is there?
No, you don't see any move. You break towards the keep on your Phantom Steed, which is going impossibly fast.
How far was it to the? Is it to the keep?
Those guys had set up about a half mile away. So you break the half mile and make it to the keep. As you approach it, is there anything in particular? Are you gonna knock the keep open? Are you going to?
No, I'll talk to Crystal or whoever's on the wall from the gates.
Okay.
Before attempting to knock it down.
Crystal makes it to the gate and throws a rope over the edge. And yells down, "Can you climb a rope, Georg?"
Of course I can climb a rope, but I guess I'll just leave the Phantom Steed parked right here outside of the gate. Sure. And climb the rope.
Okay.
All right, easier than I thought it would be.
All right, they pull you up, and you're inside the keep. You survey the battlefield.
Survey the battleground.
Looking back, you see the wounded men that got blown apart by the Thunderstaff. Kind of like they've come to by now. They've regained their senses. And it looks like their knight is trying to rally them and keep them here, despite the fact that 5 of them are dead.
Yeah.
And he's only got 3 left to guard the road.
I pick some splinters out of my robes and say, well, if that isn't an act of war, I don't know what is.
Baron Song comes marching over while you're saying this. Well, Georg, what's the plan? You have...
I look out to the army. God, what are your orders?
You said you have enough magic to destroy this whole army by yourself. I thought you had a plan.
Most of these are just young. I like getting a little closer. Most of them are just young boys who've been dragged out here by their knights. We don't need to kill them all, do we? A good lightning bolt and break their ranks. I think they'll flee back to Cauldron with their tails between their legs.
Maybe some of the young troops will. Maybe they all will.
Well, I guess let's let it begin.
You see...
is Haynes with us, or is
Haynes rallying the 9 men that he's got, getting them going and giving him a speech and clapping his hands together and Arr! really getting people riled up. When Crystal points out across the field, and you see 3 more of these groups. It looks like the army's mostly centered around 8 men with a knight, and kind of that's how their units are broken up.
Are they exactly 8 men, or are they?
No. That's a ballpark. Some of them are 5, some of them are 8, some of them are 10.
So it's basically all of the landed knights and however many of age peasants they could.
Right, the appropriate number to draft. But you see 3 riders moving with a much larger force towards the road where the people that had just been blasted apart are standing.
So the road is north to Misty. Do we have a rough map of the area?
Oh yeah, we got the wrong map.
At least I can doodle on.
Yeah, let's get you the right map.
And can we zoom in and do a little dot for the keep? I'm surprised we've never actually done. It's only 2 miles out of town, so it's basically.
Yeah, it's 3 miles out.
Oh,
so make a dot there at the base of.
Okay. Whoa.
That's your dot. Do you see? Probably it doesn't show up very well for you.
Yeah, I'll work on making a prettier looking keep sometime later, but more or less there.
Yeah.
You can know. So the town, the army was.
So, there's these 4 riders, along with what looks to be about 50 footmen moving towards the road. And then,
but they've got to move so they were set up there-ish. Not to scale, but they were west. Their lines were west of Misty Rapids.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to break their position and move towards the road.
Right. So it looks like you've got 7 contingents kind of spread out like this, and some of them are moving southward. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they've kind of starting to surround the keep like this with this 1 knight and a bunch of troops. And then there's about 50-ish people coming over here, led by 4 riders.
4, 5, 6, 7.
And they're meeting up with the 1 wounded knight and his 3 remaining men.
If I'm keeping an eye out for a blue-robed woman who is quite tall, so should stand out. Do I see her anywhere amongst these?
Please make me a perception check.
15. No.
No, it's too far. You can't quite see anything.
Okay. So I think the first order of action. I'll ask Lord Song what he plans on doing with. God, why did I blank on his name?
Haynes?
Haynes, yes. Haynes Giant's blood. Will he stay here in the keep?
I think everyone stays in the keep until you're done with your magics and we see what's left of the men before us.
I have deep pockets. My magics go on and on and on. Longer than these men's stamina, I hope. Well, let's see how they broke to the thunder. Let's see how they like a little bit of lightning. So I think we'll be waiting until they are within lightning bolt range.
Right.
Unless they may get it within ballista range first.
Figure out the range of the ballista, but we're going to do that on the other side of our break. So we'll see you guys in just a few short minutes for our final act of Dicing with Death. Rip Georg.